welcome to Still Unnamed Random Car Ride.
Howdy.
So, Chad?
Yes.
I have a question I've been waiting to ask you for a while, actually.
Uh-oh.
Why do you podcast?
I don't know, really. I describe myself as the used car salesman who rides a bike to work. I don't listen to podcasts at all. I have no interest in them. There's been a couple that actually there's been tons that people have suggested to me. They all seemed interesting. Haven't listened to any of them. Just not a podcast listening person. But I am a person who has a lot of opinions and a lot of viewpoints, and I like to talk. So that gets that out there. I also have this sort of creative urge, and I don't really consider myself to be a writer. Like, I don't want to be a writer. I don't want to quit my job like, say, you and Dan do. You know, eventually in X number of years' times, quit my job and be a writer and make my living off of writing. And I'm not into that. I can't draw, I can't sing, can't dance, can't act. Don't really have any talents. I'm a great consumer of media, but I can't really produce much of it. But yeah, I think this really scratches my creative itch. That I want to do something creative. I want to put something creative out there, and this allows me to do it. And I get to do it with my friends, and it's actually the act of making a podcast is fun. It was fun when we had 5 listeners, including ourselves, and it was fun now that we have like 10,000 listeners. It's still a lot of fun. It's just now that it's really fun and I get to meet a lot of really cool, very interesting people.
So if you were ever to do a different podcast, like a second one, what topic would you want to do it on?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much. I know that the tendency, not just in our own podcast, but in a lot of other podcasts that I have seen, it just seems that when somebody leaves a podcast, either amicably or under drama or whatever, they go off and they start their own podcast. And I think that's a pretty natural reaction. They enjoy it. They've been doing something like that for years. They have their own views and opinions on how it should be done right. And they're off to go and do it right and do it how they have always wanted to do it. Or do it on topics that they want to talk about. I think that's really cool. But, you know, what would I do if I were to leave the show under whatever theoretical terms, which I have actually no plans on leaving the show again, because I did leave it once. I don't know. The couple of topics that I think that I would be as sort of an expert, not even an expert, but just something that I can talk about, would be like video games or movies, that sort of thing. I would love to do an anime podcast, and what I would probably actually do would be a video cast. I probably wouldn't do an audio cast. I'd do very short video casts. And I don't know, I would definitely want to do it with someone else. Wouldn't want to do it alone. I had an idea for a video cast one time that was very weird. It was a review of video game demos. Because Xbox Live has a lot of demos. In fact, almost every game that exists for Xbox has a demo associated with it. And I would play a lot of these demos. And my reviews would be whether or not the demos would be worth downloading and playing. Did they succeed creatively? Did they succeed as a demo? Does the game look like it's worth buying? It wouldn't actually be a review of the game itself. It would be a review of the demo. And it would only be like a couple of minutes long. And I would do it with me sitting on my couch, playing the demo, talking about the demo while I played it.
Yeah, I love demos, but there's quite a few of them I've played that just don't give you any clue what the game's actually going to be about.
Yeah. What I love about demos is that I don't want to spend $60 for a game, nor do I want to spend 10, 20, 30, 40 hours playing a particular game. But I just kind of want to give it 5-10 minutes of play. If I can play it for 5 or 10 minutes, I'm completely satisfied. It's not even worth a rental. But, I think demos are pretty cool. I like demos. I have played demos before. I've played demos before where it's like, okay, I've played this demo. I've got everything I wanted out of it. The Golden Axe demo on Xbox is a perfect example of the greatest demo ever made, because you play the game. You can give yourself this huge amount of lives to play it. Oh, this person's not going to let me in. Oh, they are. Oh, no. They're shooing me away. Oh, well. But they give you a huge amount of lives to play it. There's no time limit. There's no level limit. It's the entire game. The only thing that they do is make it to where you cannot save your game. So, you can effectively get a whole bunch of lives, play through as much of Golden Axe as you want to, and then just not save and just play it again. I mean, I don't know, when I played Golden Axe when I was a kid, I never had to save. I just had a pocket full of quarters.
So did you end up buying the game?
Oh, hell no. Why would I? I have the demo.
So is it really the greatest demo of all time if it doesn't serve the purpose of a demo?
Well, I think it's a matter of perspective. It's from my perspective, of course, what as a consumer, I want as much out of the demo as possible. But from a game company perspective, no, it failed miserably. It didn't actually get me to buy the product. So I guess that would be part of this theoretical video cast that I'll never produce. You know, does it fail and succeed on different levels?
See, I found it interesting that when I asked you about if you ever did another podcast, you immediately thought, well, that would be if I wasn't doing this one. Have you never had the thought of doing more than one at a time?
No, I would not. I don't have the time or inclination to do that. I know you do a podcast. You do another podcast. You do Funny Books with Aaron and Paulie. And by the way, when is that going to become Funny Books with Aaron, Paulie, and Wayne?